Alright, so the next one that I think we're going to take a look at, very fitting, given me, is we are going to look at a video called How Cats Broke the Game. I have no idea, really, the context here. I know it has kitties. So, of course we're gonna watch it. So, let's check this out.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh god! Oh my god! Why do they both foot in the water? and the ones and the red had a thing above it that says, "Let's call this a draw."
This game's tier list can seem pretty
Oh
set in stone
Jesus!
sometimes.
Oh god! Oh, that was terrifying. Like, holy shit, I did not think a crocodile could move that fast. Holy shit!
But in reality, major shifts in the meta can happen extremely quickly, especially when new resource hotspots and points of interest open up. Builds which are well adapted to capitalize on these flashpoints can see dramatic ascensions on the tier list. One such event occurred when humans unlocked the food storage ability. This greatly improved the humans' survivability by giving them a consistent source of XP even during harsh winters or famines. That is, if they could defend their stockpiles. These stashes were incredibly valuable and could easily support entire colonies of rats
Oh
and sparrows.
god! Oh god, that would be terrifying. That would be fucking terrifying to just open a grate and just see this. Whoa! Yeah, somebody call Willard. Yee. Although, Willard would probably just tell all the rest to eat the people.
If improperly guarded. And while these Neolithic humans did have some techniques they could use to try and protect their precious grain on their own, ultimately their saving grace came in the form of a previously low-tier predator build that was barely scraping by in the North African savanna, the wildcat. A build which, once domesticated, would go on to become one of the most oppressive, overpowered predators in the current meta.
I'm gonna point this out. The small African wildcat is actually the most successful hunter in the world. And I can't remember if it's out of all feline species or all predators. But I forget the name, I forget its actual name, but it is a small house cat-sized predator, like a small house cat-sized wild cat in Africa that has something like a 65% kill rate. Like it is the most successful hunter in the world. Thank you, Rygat. North African sandcat. Thank you, Kaiba. For the life of me, I couldn't remember its name. I just knew it was an African wildcat. That is literally the size of like a domestic youth cat. Like it's small too. It's not even the full size of an adult house cat. It's the size of like a youth house cat. And it's the most successful predator. Like that's awesome.
But what is it about the house cat that makes it such
a little bit bigger than a kitten, Robo.
And how was it that the wildcat became better suited at taking advantage of pest infestations than other builds? To really explain the success of the house cat, we need to go way back and start our story just after the Miocene balance patch. This update granted mammals access to a new ability called carnival teeth, a side grade of the dentition skill tree, which allows users to gain bonus XP from carcasses and carrion sources. This may seem like a minor thing, but it completely changed up the metagame and made hyper-carnivorous builds a lot more viable, giving rise to a new archetype called the carnivoran, a group which includes many of the most popular predator builds in the current.
Let's see, lion, meerkat, cat, dog, otter, skunk, bear, mongoose. Where the fuck's the wolf? If the dog's there, where the fuck is the wolf? Huh? Where is my wolf representation here? I want my wolf.
Meta. Carnivorans are divided into two factions, Caniforms and feliforms.
Maybe.
Caniforms are more generalist in nature and invest a lot into the olfaction skill tree.
Okay, more like all dogs are wolves. Thank you very much. Dogs are derived from wolves, not the other way around.
Letting them track the sense of whatever they need, be it scavengeable carrion, prey, fruit, honey, water, or teammates, from a great distance. They also tend to have a lot of stamina, allowing them to run for long distances without tiring.
Oh,
Feliforms, on the
I love borders. I love border collies. They are so cool. I'd love to have border collie, but I'd be scared that I wouldn't be able to properly exercise and like entertain border collie because they need something to do. They are the epitome of a working dog, and they need something to do where they will get so bored they become destructive. But I think border collies are gorgeous. And by the way, I think one of the I remember reading that the dog breed that is probably the closest to the wolf in terms of genetics, I believe, is the Malamute. If I remember correctly, I believe it's the Alaskan. I think it's the Alaskan Malamute is the closest genetically to a wolf. No, not a husky. No, Siberian husky is not. Not the closest. The Alaskan Malamute is closest to the wolf, genetically speaking. Which makes sense because Malamutes are bigger than huskies, and wolves are big. So yeah, they are closer to the wolf than huskies are. Hi, Grumpy.
On the other hand, doubled down on the carnivoran archetype's original strategy. They spec'd into even more abilities meant to crank up the efficiency of the hyper-carnivore game plan. The ability Tongue Papillae allows felids
well, that's
to
a whole
extract
different story
even more
than
value
cats. That
from
is a
fresh
literal
kills.
hybrid.
Instead of investing heavily into scent-based sensory power, feliforms tend to focus more on
hang on, I missed that.
Papillae allows felids to extract even more value from fresh kills. Instead of investing heavily into scent-based sensory power, feliforms tend to focus more on their hearing and eyesight abilities. This doesn't help them scavenge scent.
The poor kitty! A poor kitty? Why would you do that to that poor cat? I mean, yes, I know cats can be assholes, but why would you do that?
Things like carcasses and berries don't make sound, but it does make them incredibly good at detecting hidden prey. Also, in keeping with the carnivoran's first major advancement, feliforms also focus a lot more heavily on specialized dentition, optimizing their bite attacks to deal massive puncture damage, and more effectively hold onto prey so the user can deal bonus damage with their claws. Throw in a few more ambush-focused abilities like retractable claws and camouflage fur patterns, and you've arrived at the
retractable claws except for the cheetah. Because the cheetah's claws do not retract. So the cheetah unfortunately got a nerf in its build because it cannot retract the claws.
The modern Felid, easily one of the most successful stealth assassin builds the game has ever seen. In fact, during the Ice Age expansion, Felids were such a dominant threat that many other Predator builds had trouble competing with them at all. In the current meta, cats remain incredibly dominant in virtually every major terrestrial server. Basically every cat, including the ones I like to throw shade at, is a threat. Not just to those of similar weight class, but even to builds that vastly outweigh them. Although
Holy crap! Let's watch that again. Holy shit!
Not just to those of similar weight class, but even to builds that vastly outweigh them.
Oh yeah! He just sold that cow! Get red, fucker!
Although their power stat tends to be fairly modest among carnivorans, through efficient use of critical...
Wait a minute. What the fuck is going on right here? What the fuck is happening here? You have a toad in the process of eating a snake. And then the cat walks over going, "Hey guys, what you doing?" Just been Jeebus, this toad is eating a fucking snake, and the cat decided to come over and go, oh, guys, what are you doing? And the snake is just like, dude, fuck off.
Though their power stat tends to be fairly modest among carnivorans, through efficient use of critical hits, a skilled Feline player can take down just about anything. While the majority of the Feline player base was off
Holy
rampaging through the upper
shit!
weight,
And then look at that jaw strength. Look at this jaw strength. Holy fuck! It is literally lifting this crocodile into the air. Damn, leopard, you scary. Holy shit. Yeah, jaw and neck strength. Because, I mean, the jaw strength comes into play too, because you gotta keep a hold of this thing while you're lifting it. Yeah, leopards do not fuck around.
classes, an offshoot of the faction opted to forego larger size and instead chose to spec into a few new abilities, meant to capitalize on exploiting the weaknesses commonly found in the lower weight classes.
Nice!
So let's finally start unpacking what makes the house cat so overpowered. We'll begin with a quick look at the cat's stats. We've got a build with upper mid-level intelligence, low defensive stats, decent damage, above average stealth, high mobility, and excellent perception. Right off the bat, something that might jump out at you is, well, the fact that nothing jumps out at you. Cats are supposedly some of the most broken predators of all time.
Whoa!
Yet none of their stats seems all that busted on their own. Top tier builds tend to have at least one stat that is so high it completely invalidates the strategies of other players. But no, cats aren't able to use
Wait. Sadistic, I used to do construction work from time to time for the dipshit that let all his lines into. Oh, yeah, Sadistic. The guy that did that movie. I think it was called Roar. I forget his name. He was Michelle Pfeiffer's dad. That was Michelle Pfeiffer's dad, and she was actually in that movie with him. Oh, wait, no? Not him? Who then? The like what Rygat was saying? The Tiger King? Is that who you're talking about? Are you talking about the Tiger King in Florida? I'm unfamiliar with anyone other than what's his name and the Tiger King who had like lions and like big cats in a zoo. Terry Thompson, yeah, Tiger King. Did did a tiger do him in? I thought someone actually did him in. I didn't think it was a tiger that actually unalived him. And Rap Acid, I damn sure will make you think Michelle Pfeiffer when we're discussing cats. Hell yes. Yeah, and I mean sadistic from ow. I thought that's what I thought it to me. I thought he did spend some time in prison. And his employee was unalived. They actually caught that on camera during the show. But yeah, I didn't think the Tiger King. Yeah, I thought that was what happened. But anyway.
use tools, they don't have a bone-crushing or venomous bite, they can't change colors, they can't tank attacks for
Oh, okay, Sadistic. I'm not familiar with Terry Thompson then. Him, I'm not familiar with, so I don't know who that is.
days, they can't echolocate, and so on. So no obvious answer here. Next, let's check out their unique abilities. We talked about a few already, including
Oh, that's a JoJo reference right there. I think.
here. Next, let's check out their unique abilities.
Pretty sure this might be a JoJo reference. Those of you that have seen JoJo, you tell me. But pretty sure this way it is.
We talked about a few already, including the abilities that buff the XP rates from meat sources. These should not be understated, as without them...
Oh, sweet Jesus, that is terrifying. Hang on. If I have to see it, so do you, chat. This is fucking terrifying. Like, I know that cats have, like, points on their tongues, which is what allows them to eat and clean themselves. But this is fucking terrifying. I am now looking at my cat in a very different way. That is scary. That is very scary.
Understated, as without them, you can pretty much entirely write off the viability of this build.
Taurus, I'd never seen it that close up before.
Cats and all other mammals have the warm-blooded trait. This grants them greatly improved stamina regen rates, greater resistance to cold damage.
Okay, I'm gonna say... Hang on.
Them greatly...
So, this is not how cats cool down necessarily. If any of you guys have ever watched The Girl with Dogs, she is an animal groomer, and she did some work with cats at one point. If a cat is doing this, that cat is stressed to fuck. Because when a cat is highly stressed out, they pants like this. Is it according to what she said? Yeah. This is a stress indicator. This is not them trying to cool down. They are not dogs. So if you see a cat doing this, like panting, you need to try and make their environment as soothing and as calm as possible, as fast as possible. Because this could be a precursor to them flipping the fuck out. Because they are terrified. And hi, Coyote.
Improved stamina regen rates, greater resistance to cold damage, and a bunch of other useful perks.
Wait, what did that say? The rumors of my death were greatly exaggerated.
And a bunch of other useful perks, but at the cost of much greater upkeep requirements, meaning they need to secure kills much more frequently than similarly sized cold-blooded builds. Without these abilities granting the cat bonus XP from meat, it would be very difficult for them to keep up with their energy needs, even with how efficient cats are at hunting. Cats can also move extremely quietly due to their soft toe pads and retractable claws, enabling them to easily get within striking range of prey through smart use of cover and line of sight. But okay, all types of cats...
The deer booped the cat.
Line of sight. But
the deer booped the cat and got rings. It went boop and got rings.
But okay, all types of cat, large and small, have those abilities. How about something more unique to house cats?
What?
For that, let's look at their primary perception-based ability, slitted pupils. This ability grants house cats extremely precise depth perception, greater than all other feelers. This allows them to perfectly judge the optimal pouncing distance, massively increasing their odds of landing an immediate critical hit and incapacitating their target before it has a chance to respond.
Fine.
So even though the house cat's base damage isn't broken in and of itself, when a house cat goes on the offensive, it can certainly look that way. This strategy is what has led to the complete collapse of several different player bases in the amphibian, reptile, bird, and mammal factions, as it truly is that oppressive. Now, while we were first looking at the cat's base stats, one thing you might have assumed right away was that the cat's lower defensive stats are its main weakness, and that cats function as a sort of glass cannon, with very little counterplay options when attacked. You might also assume that given the cat's high mobility, their primary defensive strategy is simply to run away when they feel threatened. And while their top speed is often enough to escape danger when needed, instead, cats employ their mobility stat defensively in a different way. This is where one of the most shockingly effective aspects of the house cat manifests. House cats use their incredible agility to stand their ground.
Damn!
Agility and quick reflexes.
Holy shit, we should look at this cat, take it on two dogs!
Shockingly effective aspects of the house cat manifests. House cats use their incredible agility to stand their ground. Agility and quick reflexes are usually used to dodge attacks, but cats instead actually use the reflexes to deflect them. Because their incredible
Yeah, I watched the video before on cats, where... Do you know how fast a snake strikes? Cats are faster than a snake strike. Like, watch this. Watch this. Cats can see and respond to snake strikes faster. It's staring at it. The cat sees it coming. Look at how close it's getting. Boom. Smacks it right before it can hit it and says, "Bitch, what are you doing?" And yeah, they're more precise. Oh my god.
Because their incredible depth perception grants them such high accuracy on their attacks, they can use their claw swipe attack to actually block incoming strikes. This is surprisingly consistent and works on a lot more attacks than you might think. Now, obviously this is a high skill, high reward strategy. Missing a parry can result in serious damage, but if you get good enough at this, you can ward off attacks from just about anything, and potentially even open up opportunities for counterattacks. Put all this together, and you come to understand what a house cat build truly is. A house cat is what you get when you fuse the deadliness of a snake with the energy of a mammal. But why?
So the
What you get when you
lion,
fuse the deadliness of a snake
yeah, the lion did not get that speed buff that house cats got.
with
Cause,
the
ow.
energy of a mammal. But why does this playstyle make for such a good partnership with human players? Compared to dogs, they seem like they'd be much less useful party members.
Pink, I'm not sure if I have or not. Tat suplexed your chihuahua?
Humans broke the game and became the top tier build by using coordinated team strategies and tool use in order to utterly trivialize.
Bobcat, we get a small speed buff, but we get a much bigger buff to looks. We get a charisma buff. That's our biggest buff. Yeah.
Their matchup versus large mammals. Dogs easily slot right into this game plan, as they can help track and chase down large prey, and also sniff out any potential ambush predators that could disrupt and punish this strategy. When a successful kill is made, dogs and humans naturally split the reward and both benefit. Dogs are also great defensively, as they can keep watch at camp and alert party members of approaching enemies. Cats are generally pretty useless in this regard. They don't have anywhere near
The hops. The fucking hops on that guy.
Cats are generally
Look at
pretty
this.
useless in this regard.
Boing.
They don't have anywhere near the endurance required to chase down prey over long distances, can't square off head-to-head with those builds anyway, and aren't nearly as reliable for early enemy alerts. The kills a cat makes can't realistically be shared with humans either. It wasn't until humanity unlocked the agriculture ability that the player base began to notice additional vulnerabilities they didn't need to care about before. Vulnerabilities that dogs couldn't really help with. When operating off of a hunter-gatherer strategy, humans could basically ignore all builds in the low weight class. Rats and birds were no threat to humans, and also not worth the effort to take down, so it makes sense for them to just focus on larger quarries. However, when the focus shifts to farming and food storage, those same builds humans were ignoring before suddenly became one of their biggest threats. Having a granary raided and its food reserves destroyed could easily wipe.
Sadistic? Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Two cats were facing away from each other. The crow drops down between them, pecks one of them on the ass, and then flies away. And then the one cat thinks the other cat did it, and they just start rumbling. I think I know what you're talking about.
Wipe out an entire human settlement. So figuring out proper security for these storage sites was critical. Dogs simply are not effective enough at stopping pest infestations to fill that role. They cannot climb or fit into small spaces, and aren't stealthy enough to catch the trickier pests. Cats, on the other hand, are truly excellent at this task, and come with other benefits as well. The main one being that they require very little upkeep. Although they are social builds, they hunt alone, so they don't require any direction or attention from their human party members in order to accomplish their task. Since humans don't have any need for rat or bird carcasses, the fact that cats don't
Tanito, yes, you're right. Terrier breeds, or cairn, I think you're thinking not terrier breeds, but cairn breeds? C-A-I-R-N? Those are part of the terrier breed. The terrier breed is part of, like, a cairn dog. And yeah, those, they were bred specifically to hunt rodents, ferrets, and snakes. So like yeah, wiener dogs, terriers, all of those all those small breed of dogs were bred specifically for it. So yeah, you're right. Those would be good for rodents, ferrets, and snakes. I think he's just looking at canines as a basset hounds. I don't know if they were bred to hunt rats. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe like prairie dogs. Basset hounds might be for prairie dogs, but yeah.
Usually share their kills is actually a benefit rather than a drawback. The only thing cats really require from humans is to share in the
Oh,
shelters they construct. In the wilderness, cats typically use burrows, hollow stumps, or caves as their home bases. But these are vulnerable to attacks. Human settlements are significantly safer. Speaking of safety, even though cats are extremely
so
lethal hunters, they pose very little danger to humans.
damn it, that would be so annoying. Like my cat will do that on occasion. I'll just be walking by and she'll just like nip at my leg. I'm like, ow, what are you doing?
This is a huge advantage over snakes, which theoretically could ally with humans to serve the same purpose, but in practice are far too dangerous to risk keeping around. The fact that cats are warm-blooded and therefore need to eat more frequently than snakes is also a benefit rather than a drawback for humans, since it means they need to stay on task and keep their guard up. So, while it is common to see players debate which build makes for the better addition to a human player's party, the correct answer is actually both. Dogs are a huge help in the large creature matchup, while cats cover your weaknesses in the small creature matchups. Having both in your party covers all of your weaknesses and enables human settlements to use a hybrid playstyle of both hunting and farming. So if you're a human main trying to construct the most optimal party comp, the only real question is how you'll keep the dog and cat players from fighting each other.
Now, knowing which traits and abilities
So
to invest
cute.
in can be a difficult choice. Luckily for you, I've partnered with the game Cell to Singularity to provide you the perfect training simulation. Cell to Singularity is a scientifically accurate, non-fiction idle puzzle game
Bedine.
where you begin as a single cell and have to unlock traits to evolve your biology, increase your intellect, and invent new technology in order to conquer the universe and reach the ultimate singularity point. It's a relentlessly fun idle game that had me hooked for weeks. I love the charming low-poly 3D animals that you unlock as you progress through the Tree of Life. In fact, I like this game so much that we actually decided to partner up and build an entirely new limited-time game expansion, focused entirely on exploring the adaptations that allowed cats to conquer the planet. It's free to play and available on Steam, iOS, and Android. We worked closely together on this cat event, so see if you can recognize and remember some of the important special abilities that I mentioned.
Oh,
as you
did it,
play through
Shadow?
If you do manage to get far enough in this event, you'll even unlock a special TierZoo themed badge, which will permanently give your simulation a valuable speed buff. So please do check this one out, because I genuinely have never been so excited for a brand partnership before. This one really is special to me, and I guarantee you'll have fun playing Cell to Singularity. Again, it is completely free to play, so click or tap
Thank
on the
you,
link in the description or
Seamusin.
scan the QR code on screen now. Thanks again for watching, and as always, good luck out there.
Wow. Look at this sky. Like, totally unrelated to cats, but holy shit, look at this sky. It looks like the whole sky is on fire. Yeah, that is a gorgeous view. Holy shit. That is just incredible.
There.
That was so much fun. That was a fun video. I like that. That was a really fun video. It kind of makes me curious about like some of the other ones that he does. Like what like other animal builds could be cool.